Hey folks, I'm at Interstate 40, exit 119, about 4 or 5 miles from where I live. And since the Hunger Games Catching Fire is coming out, thought y'all would really enjoy seeing Katniss Everdeen's hometown. And so we're going to take a little drive through that. I'm going to show you where all those scenes from her home village were shot. So enjoy that, part of Tony Lee Glynn's little crazy world here in western North Carolina. Says folks, this is going across Interstate 40. I sped this video up a little bit just so it won't be so boring. This guy behind me was crowding me a little, so I pull off just here in a minute and let him get past. So we're headed south. We've taken exit 119 off of Interstate 40, headed toward Hickory, a little community called Hildebran. It's what's behind us. And what's in front of us is the Henry River Village, which is where they shot all of Katniss Everdeen's hometown shots for the first Hunger Games. And I've not seen Catching Fire yet. As I do this video here, I've slowed back down so we could enter the village. So now we're going to see just in just a moment where all this was shot. And so it's only maybe a mile and a half south of Interstate 40. You can drive through and see it. It's kind of become pretty much of a tourist attraction now. They don't want you loitering around. Here we go, some of the first buildings. There are about 17 or 18 buildings here in the old abandoned Henry River Village in Catawba County, North Carolina. So here we go. So some of this should look familiar to you. Now, I've only seen the movie one time, and I don't even know the name of the village. I know it's in District 12. There's the store. You know, see that? And so I pull in here for a minute, and here are folks. Of course, they're all time. There are tourists coming in, taking a look at everything. But here's kind of what's around you. I have 4 GoPro Hero 3s on my Honda Civic. So I'm going to turn around here. My wife is in there with me. And we just get out of these folks' way, and we go down across the bridge. And there's a bridge down below this, and then I turn around and come back. So I'm going to show you a couple different approaches to it. Hopefully you like this. I mean, it gives you an idea of what's there. And this is, you can see the Hunger Games sign there. So I'm just cutting back and forth between 4 different angles. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down to the bottom down here. I'm going to go across the bridge and turn around and come back and give you different angles of just how everything looks. That road to the left there, you just saw, goes back down to the dam. And I think there's one scene where Katniss walks across the dam, the old dam, headed out toward the woods where she's going to go hunting. I've not read the books. I love the first movie. Maybe I've seen it twice now. So I've sat in on parts of it again. I'm dying to go see the second movie, which I hear is just a masterpiece. So I'm putting this out the day after the movie opens. So we're headed back toward Hildebran again. We're going to go across the Henry River. Over on the right here, looking this way, is down where the dam is. And I'm going to go down the road, and you'll see that dam really well here in a minute. So there used to be, I guess, some old electrical works here where they generated electricity. I'm not sure who owns the village now. I think it's owned by one man, and I think it's actually been up for sale. I don't know now that the movie has happened if that's still true or not. At least that's what I'd heard at one point. So we're heading down this kind of little side road that you can loop around on. I get down here to this one point where the old hydroelectric area was, and there are all kinds of warning signs. I hesitate just for a minute here because I didn't know if I was not supposed to go in there or not. And I guess in the end I decided, well, okay, I'll just go down here and just peep, and then we'll turn around and come back. And that's what I did. At least you'll be able to see the dam down here to the right just in a minute. And I turned my car around so you'll be able to see it too. See over there to the right, there you go. You get a little peep of it there. I didn't get out of the car. I didn't want to upset anybody or in case somebody drove up. So there's the dam again. It's kind of cool to have the reverse view on my car. There you go. Now you can see it really well from the rear of my car. So I'm sure you've seen her climbing across that, getting ready to head out into the woods. So I'm going to head back up the hill here and actually pause a couple times because my wife wanted to take some still photos with her cell phone to send to her sister to show her where we were. I only live maybe, like I say, 4.5 miles from here. So there we're just stopping for a second, let Nikki shoot some photos. And we go up maybe another 20 yards here and shoot some more photos. It's really a pretty interesting little place. I hope you don't mind my commentary here, but just so you know, it's very accessible. If you're a fan of the movie and you're headed through North Carolina on Interstate 40, you don't have to go 3 or 4 minutes south of Interstate 40 there at exit 119 to see all this stuff. And I don't know how long it's going to be open, if they're ever going to, cordon it off or put fences up to keep people out. So I thought it was kind of cool to do this drive-through while you can still drive through it. I don't know much about the history of the village. I'm going to look into it, and maybe some folks who see this video that know more about the history of Hildebran can tell us why it's been abandoned, what happened with this whole piece of property here. But so those are the ramshackle buildings and homes that you probably saw from different angles, and I'm sure computer generation stuff was put in there so that they could expand upon it and make it look more like a village. But these are the structures that are still there and were there when they actually shot. So there you go. That's Katniss Everdeen's hometown in District 12, and I cannot remember the name of it. I'm sure those die-hard fans of the books and the movies can tell me the name of the little community where she was raised. I'm not sure which one of those houses they used as her mother's house. But like I say, I'm guessing maybe 17 or 18 little abandoned homes. The old store, the old dam, the hydroelectric area there, or mill, whatever it was. And that's pretty much the extent of what's there. So I'm actually headed out at this point, and right here I'm probably maybe a mile and a half south of Interstate 40. And I don't know that we need to show you a whole lot more other than this. This just shows the exit from it, and pretty soon we'll be back out to Interstate 40.